Sure, the interwebs are full of food blogs with millions, you know what? Probably trillions of recipes out there. But you know what? There's just something special and exciting about holding an actual cookbook. And you know, passionate cooks like us buy them for a lot of reasons. And it could be new interesting recipes. It could just be because of gorgeous pictures, maybe even to learn a new technique. Maybe because we love the chef or the restaurant or whatever reasons, right? Well, I'm sharing with you today the cookbooks that I love right now. And some of them are good for client recipes or inspiration, but some are just for me to enjoy looking at. So I'm also going to share the next one that's on my list to buy. Hey there, Chef Shelly here. I help passionate cooks just like you start a personal chef business so you can get paid to do what you love. You can have fun cooking for clients who love you, love your food, all the while working when you want, doing what you want for how much you want to make, whether that's weekly meal prep services or small catering or whatever. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to go to the link in the description and get my free guide on how to do weekly meal prep services for clients. So the first cookbook I'm sharing today, I use cookbook loosely, is Smuggler's Cove. This is actually, I was going to say a cocktail book, but not just a cocktail book. First of all, this was a James Beard Award winner. And if you don't know what that is the best of the best when it comes to the culinary industry. So this is a bar in San Francisco who has been very integral to explaining and reinvigorating tiki. So if you've been following me on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen that we're building a tiki bar right now. And this book is amazing for not only the history of tiki culture, but for really getting a deeper understanding of rum, which is super fascinating, and tiki cocktails, which if you've ever had a bright red Mai Tai is 100% not authentic. We've all been there at those places, right? But it also goes into, like I said, the history, and then it gives you that opportunity to think about the food connection too, to these drinks and things that come from a different area than you might be from. So don't worry, the next one I'm going to talk about is something that you might actually be able to use for clients. Not might. This is 100% a cookbook I recommend all the time for helping people who are just starting their personal chef businesses to really build out their recipe collection with quality tested recipes. And this is America's Test Kitchen Family Cookbook. This is a great one because you can get the 3-ring binder version. So it not only lays flat, but you could take recipes out of it. You can put recipes in it. It's tabbed, which is really easy for organization. And I like taking the recipes out too because you can scan them if you want, if you're storing recipes digitally, which I encourage you to do all the time. And it's just solid recipes that you know are already tested. They're going to work. A lot of them are very simple, very doable. It's a great place to start building your recipe collection, to work on those basic techniques. Or again, there's plenty of inspiration in there for taking something you might be familiar with and tweaking it a little bit to make it a whole new recipe. So if this is inspiring anything with you, tell me, what cookbooks are you loving right now, and drop it in the comments. I'm always interested because one thing that cookbooks can really do when you have a personal chef business and you're cooking all the time for clients, and then of course you're still cooking all the time for your family, is getting a little burnt out, and you just kind of need that inspiration. And that brings me to my third cookbook inspiration, Donna Hay. She is Australian. Her cookbooks are gorgeous. And another thing I love about them is because I'm in the US and she's Australian, the recipes are in metric instead of imperial, which is fantastic in the way all recipes should be written, but that's another video for another day. And a lot of the foods are just different things that I wouldn't normally come across in a cookbook that I get. So it kind of lets me dive into, again, if not a 100% different culture, just a sort of different twist on things I might already be familiar with, or different cuts of meat, different produce, and not to mention that their seasons are the opposite of mine. So that can give inspiration too, to look at something that's from a different time of year. Of course, the cookbooks are unlike the website where they often run seasonally, and the cookbook is obviously just there, but she has a whole bunch of different ones, from classic cooking to specific techniques to desserts. And the thing I love about it the most is it's gorgeous. The pictures are gorgeous. The layout is beautiful. Everything about it is just, it's one of those ones, I'll say it, even if I never cook anything from it, I love looking through it. And that can be really inspirational, right? It can be really fun just to look at something like that. Okay, last, here is the cookbook that's next on my list that you might say is not for clients, but it is. It is the America's Test Kitchen Kitchen Gifts Cookbook. So this is a great thing. You know, I get burnt out on entree recipes. 99 times out of 100, that's what my clients want. They want entrees. People don't want desserts generally, or breakfast or things like that. I just deal with a lot of entrees. That's kind of how a personal chef business works when you're focusing on meal prep services, right? And the fun thing about this one is I love thinking about, you know, baked goods or different things that'll keep well, that'll travel well. I love having beautiful packaging for things. And the reason why this is for clients too is because it's perfect for client gifts. It can be a wonderful thing to give your client a little something they're not expecting, especially if they have a special diet and that's something you do. Like I have a keto client right now. So if you're familiar with that, it's very low carb, no sugar or anything like that. And I have a lot of fun every once in a while making her keto brownies or something that not only can she enjoy, but it's something that's homemade just for her. So this Kitchen Gifts Cookbook will be really fun to look through to get some ideas for clients or for holiday gift giving or just to give to a new neighbor, right? Because again, when you're doing this for work and you're doing it for home all the time, it can be really easy to get a little burnt out, and you really need to take care of your culinary passion and keep that inspiration. Whether it's looking at something you just need help with the dinner drag every night and getting that America's Test Kitchen family cookbook, the solid entrees, or whether you're looking for something a little more fun like kitchen gifts or a beautiful dessert cookbook, or something again that you might not ever do, but you love looking at the pictures. All this can help you stay in your passion and help you from burning out. So if you're interested in any of those cookbooks, you can go to the description below this and I have links to them. You can see if it's something you'd be interested in, because you should always be growing your recipe collection, because I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking.